Well, yeah, I know.
And beside you,
busy.
Oh, hey, what's good with y'all? It's your girl Violet. How you guys doing on this wonderful Wednesday?
what, there it is.
There it is.
Doesn't matter what day it is.
I really, honestly, thought it was Monday until just now. Completely forgot what day it was.
Of course, I am Diamond K. And so, real quick, let's catch up. Dev, what's been going on? Where have you been? What's some things that you have gotten into?
I've been out here, son. I've been out. I've been in these streets, like my man Dean would say. It's like no. So last week, I got invited to play at an Entertainers Ballers Classic at Rucker Park. So took the ride up there to New York City and played some basketball, man. Yeah. It was the oh snap, we got horns. Hey.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Lighter around here. But, yeah, man. Got to play up there with couple street ball legends, couple local legends. Dude White Chocolate, who's played with and one. Actually invited me out there. We actually played against him at the Goodman, which is in DC. Said he had a connect to play out Rucker. If you guys wanted to come, then we were invited. And, we'd be good out there. So we took the trip. Me, guy Terry Hosley. Some people might know if you follow basketball in Baltimore. Another guy, Kill Carr. If you follow basketball, also played with us.
Are we talking about the entertainer as well?
Yeah, Crime Stopper. Yeah.
Okay, that's my guy.
Yeah, so Kill Carr, Terry Hosley, myself, White Chocolate, and a slew of other New York City guards and a couple of bigs from the DMV Warriors who just played in the Brunson League Championship this past weekend or whatever. So yeah, it was we were like the ringers, like when they come for the championship game, it's like who all these other dudes, these extra dudes put on your roster. So it felt good to be a ringer. So that was cool. Yeah, it was fun, man. Got a nickname. I'm now Headband Dev. That's all I go by now. So so when you put the when you put the names up here, I was Headband Dev.
Okay.
Don't
that makes sense because
it does make sense.
I dead ass won't answer you if you call me anything else.
Let me tell you why that makes sense. And I know this is not a sports show. But I'll tell you why it makes sense. It makes sense because your guy is hurt.
My guy's hurt.
He wears a headband. and since you picking up the headband mantle, I just hope that your ACL does not get messed up with the headband. You know what I mean? Hilarious. Is it too soon for Cousins jokes?
Way too soon. Way too soon for boogie jokes.
It's a little too soon.
It's hurtful.
It is. I mean, he just
robbed. Man, his left leg is just like linguine, son. It's just the quad, the ACL, the Achilles.
It's done. Once it's your ACL, you're done.
Yikes.
Damn.
Yeah,
Done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Back to pop culture. It's depressing. Goddamn dark cloud over the shoulders. Good job, dog. Where's Nikki to steer this ship? Letting Dark Diamond take over.
We can brighten things up on this wonderful Wednesday.
Please.
Yeah.
Violet, what's been going on?
It's actually been good. The last time I went to the Ravens training camp.
Okay.
Woo woo.
And that was cool.
Purple power.
That's y'all's thing. But it was my first time ever at a training camp because, I'm all about football,
You
period.
witnessed that top-notch organization.
Yeah.
Did you see all that?
Look,
Did you breathe that in?
Yeah, whatever.
Did you get the winning waves inside you? Did you get the aroma?
I got the aroma of football. That's what I got. The aroma of just seeing
All right. Well,
good, old-fashioned.
Authentic. That's right. Authentic football.
Yeah,
Homegrown.
Okay, the only time I
Organic.
get homegrown is when I'm at America's team. That's the Cowboys. And so next time I'll go and do all that. I don't care. You can put all the crickets if you want.
Big facts.
Don't care.
Big facts. Big facts.
All day, every day.
The opposite of horns.
But it was cool, regardless, just to see like all of them on the field actually playing, doing their thing. And even though I am a Cowboys fan, I will say just by seeing it that I do see some good things for the Ravens. I'll give y'all that just by seeing that. I do see some good things.
Goddamn right.
So and also I'm getting my little self prepared because next week is my birthday.
Whoop whoop.
You're so excited.
Whoop.
Oh, I've been celebrating
So
this whole
excited.
month. So excited.
So like August is yours.
Yes, the whole month
entire
of August.
Okay.
So when is exactly is your birthday?
The 28th.
Get out of here.
It's literally a week
That's
from
my
today.
mother's birthday.
Word.
My mother is August 28th. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's great.
So what sign is that?
Day.
What does that make?
Virgo.
Virgo.
Yeah.
A Virgo.
Yeah.
boy.
That's the day before Michael Jackson's birthday.
Yes, day before Michael Jackson's birthday.
Right.
And it's on the day that Martin Luther King Jr. did his "I Have a Dream" speech.
How about that?
Say word, son.
How about that?
Yes.
You know, weird fact. Bill Cosby paid for that PA system.
Yes, he sure did.
I did not know that.
Yes, he did pay for the PA system.
For Martin Luther King?
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yes, he did.
See, he should have brought that up a little bit more recently. It might have helped a little bit.
It's really sad that not a lot of people know that about
it
Bill
is.
Cosby, too.
It is very sad. It's very sad.
Like, that's like information you should know. African American history in
Word.
He's also a serial rapist. So
we can't forget that.
There's that.
You can't forget
There's
that.
Also that.
Yes.
I didn't want
to seem too team Bill.
No, we don't want to be too team
Bill. Thought I'd drop a tidbit out there.
It's still facts. It's still history. So
huge raper.
Or he was a serial rapist. I don't think he's raping anybody anymore.
Well, of course. I mean,
you know what they say.
Once a rapist, always a rapper.
Always a raper. Always a raper.
So, also, I guess just to catch people up a little bit, Nicki Minaj has returned from not doing
pits of hell
Queen Radio since last month, and for some reason, Joe Budden. We were talking about this last week.
You were. I wasn't here.
And last week, you
that's
weren't
how
here.
I feel about it.
You weren't here last week. But I did call you out a lot of times because I was like, "Damn, don't want to hear about this."
Yeah,
and
damn
she
right,
kicked him off the show. She kicked Joe
Cut
Budden
that nigga
off the
mic
show.
off. Like, it's cringy.
But since then, we saw her on. Well, I saw her on Joe Budden's.
Right.
Did you see her?
Terrorizing Rory.
No. What? Why? People are hard on her, and I don't understand why.
You know what? I'm glad you brought this up because this is kind of
Violet.
First of all, you already know how I feel about the whole Nicki Minaj thing.
Yeah.
I just want to ask this question just for you,
okay?
Since you're like the biggest fan, how do you feel about her whole marriage wedding situation?
Well, she has not married yet.
Right.
She renewed the marriage license again. Mm-hmm. So she said, as of last week, I guess like 80 days or something, she's gonna get married. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy for her.
It's gonna be on E.
I'm happy for her. Yes. If it ain't me, whoever she chooses to be with, I'm happy.
Okay. All right. Looks about your height too, so you might have just missed out.
Just missed it.
Light skin too, so right there up your alley.
I mean, I'm happy for her.
A little more thuggy than you, though, down there.
Him?
Yeah, he's a little more thuggy.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, a little longer record than you do.
I don't think he has any talent, though.
Nope. Yeah. Doesn't.
I don't think he has any talent.
Doesn't. He has no Are You the Bombs under his belt.
He might have other talents that makes him like Nicki Minaj likes him because.
Wow.
I mean,
drug dealing.
Yeah.
I was thinking of other things, but
How well do you know of him?
Yeah,
I don't. But that's the only thing.
You mean he just shut up, don't take the spotlight?
I think he was a childhood friend as well, though. They've known.
I think he was. I think he was a childhood.
Grew up in the same hood.
Yeah, I think you're right, and so you know.
Okay, well that makes sense too, I guess.
Yeah, so she just went back to
what she knows.
That she was familiar, which I think is good because a lot of times celebrity types have trouble. People say, "Why celebrity types? Everybody all mess with the same people." That's because they try to mess with people in their same tax
who
bracket.
They identify with.
You know what I mean? Right. So that's usually why. But to go back to somebody that she used to, have dealings with in the past, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't see me going back to my first girlfriend. She's married, but I couldn't see that. But it's
a little complicated.
It got weird. It got weird. Yeah. Anyway, so another thing that's in the news. Before the main thing I want to talk about food.
Food.
I want to talk about chicken sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about chicken sandwiches. Where did this come from? How did this just got on my radar like 2 days ago.
Really? That they had a chicken
sandwich?
They've
been had the chicken sandwich?
So they've had this chicken sandwich for months. Okay?
What? Months. I didn't know that.
Shout out to my guy, Stetson. He's a huge foodie. He's one of my friends on Facebook. I've known him for a while though. But he was the first I had seen a post about it or whatever, right?
Yeah.
He's like, Popeye's got this new chicken sandwich. It's a banger for real. And he was going back like 2 and 3 days. And I was like, okay, so it must be, something. So, I went and checked it out, bought 2, ate it. It's a good sandwich, Diamond. Like, it's a really, really good sandwich. It could use like some lettuce and tomato, but Popeyes don't dabble in vegetables like at all. Them green beans ain't really green beans. I don't know what that's not. It's vegetable like. It's a meat.
Any kind of vegetable.
It's just meat like formed like a green bean. But Yeah, man, it's a good sandwich. It's a good sandwich. If they had lettuce and tomato, it would probably be better than a Chick-fil-A sandwich. But it tastes like a piece of spicy Popeyes chicken on a bun.
Is the bread good?
Bread's good. Bread's good.
Is it like their biscuit bread or is it?
Man, if they put it on biscuit bread, that would be crazy. But it's not. It's on like a brioche bun. Looks like a brioche.
Look,
a little bit of sauce.
If you do put it on the
pickles.
biscuit bread, we both deserve money.
Yeah, I
we just
credit
helped
for
you with
that.
the ideas.
Man, I might go buy like 3 biscuits and then
just
like,
do it yourself.
Yeah, and just do it myself.
Yeah.
And get a big ass lemonade. Or
So what? So is it official? Did Chick-fil-A have the chicken sandwich crown?
I think so.
Prior
it's
to
Chick-fil-A.
the sandwich?
Yeah.
I saw something online. I thought it was hilarious, and I was gonna steal it, but I couldn't. I have integrity. So, but my cousin he said that the Chick-fil-A is Drake, but the Popeyes chicken sandwich is like the story of Adidon. Like, it's the Pusha T. It's like, like you ain't gonna do the same numbers that Drake does, but like, this is fire. Like, this is undoubtable fire right here. You can't argue with this.
Yeah.
And you lost this round, but but
that was good. I like that. I really do like the
comparison.
comparison.
That's terrible.
You're not gonna
terrible.
do the same numbers. Like if you look at the chicken charts, like Popeyes isn't registering, and like Chick-fil-A's at the top. But we all know what's real out here. You know what it is.
Like,
you know what it is.
Take this one L this one time.
You know what it is.
And then after that, then you know.
It's like that.
It's like that, yo.
So I tried to go yesterday, and
shout out to say it for that comparison.
it was so on Howard Street.
Yeah.
The Popeyes on Howard Street closes at midnight.
Okay.
So left out of here.
Cool. All right.
Right. Left out of here, and I was like, I'm gonna go straight over there.
Facts. Right. You gotta go straight there.
Line was to the street.
In the street.
Have you ever taken Howard Street on a Saturday?
Yeah, like the car wash is out
Yes,
there.
it was like that. It was exactly. That's exactly what I was trying to say. That's how it was.
What time was this?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Oh my gosh, it was pretty much
Looking
a club.
like a damn dope line out
It is
there.
what it look like.
Like a club, like a nightclub.
Please, man. Get one of them chicken sandwiches.
So I went to the gas. I tried to play it off, right? Because I
Original.
didn't want people to see that
Right.
I was trying to go there, and I didn't go. So I went to the gas station.
It hit your face.
No, I went to the gas station, got some gas.
Oh, I got some gas.
So you have the less fortunate people who's sitting around.
Right.
Man, can I get $1 so I can go get a chicken sandwich?
They weren't homeless. Them niggas just spent all their money on
Right.
chicken sandwiches.
Yeah,
That's all that was around there.
Yeah,
This is
that's-
businessmen and
I mean,
single mothers out
You
there.
don't want to clean my window.
Please,
you don't want
baby.
gas.
Buy
You
me a
just
chicken
literally want me
sandwich.
to give you money for the chicken
It is real
sandwich.
in these
Suck your
streets.
dick. Buy me a chicken sandwich, please.
Yeah. So I thought that was crazy.
I want no surf and turf, bitch.
I thought that was crazy.
I want
So
chicken
I'm
sandwich.
gonna try the chicken sandwich
I really
as
do
soon
need
as
to try it.
possible.
Yeah, it's a banger, man. You gotta try that. You gotta try
Soon
that.
as possible.
Is it a banger because of the chicken, the sauce, or just the whole combination?
It is a banger because of the whole combination. It is New Edition. It is Belle Biv DeVoe. It is, it's the sum of its parts is what makes it great.
Okay.
But equally, all parts are good separately, except for pickles. Nobody likes pickles.
Yeah, I don't. That disease.
I always was confused about the pickles on the Chick-fil-A
What is that
sandwich.
about?
It's some bougie
What's
shit.
about pickles? Period. Like
I don't
at
like
all.
pickles.
As
But
a
people
thing.
put pickles on the Big Mac. It was on the Big Mac.
Like as a thing. Period. Like who created the pickle?
I'm sorry. I call the pickle
Get
a
outta here.
disease-looking penis. I don't do with it. I don't eat it.
We're talking
I
about
don't
a
like
cut
it.
up.
Yeah, we're talking about
It
slices.
doesn't matter. That's still what it is to me.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Alright.
I don't deal with
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I see. I
I
see.
don't like pickles.
I'm like
sorry.
dill.
I know
see.
people who just eat pickles just by itself and drink the juice, and I'm just
Honestly,
like,
I just tolerate relish. Like it's just.
I can't do relish.
Yeah, it's like the cousin of pickles,
Wow.
the gay cousin.
So another weird thing that maybe not
sweet.
weird, but so 50 had a party over the weekend. Did you see this?
I heard
Tycoon
about it.
weekend. baby.
Tycoon weekend,
heard
and
about
so people trying to come to the party. Evidently, the party was popping, right? He had a nice flyer. I saw the flyer for the party. It was nice. It was popping.
Yes. People
right?
were trying to get in.
And people was trying to get in.
A lot of people.
Okay, so let's say that somebody was mentioned you. I don't think that she talks about him every time she has a show.
Listen.
She does mention him occasionally.
Listen, Diamond.
But when you had Wendy Williams sitting outside, can't get in.
So listen.
because it's Wendy Williams. That's
There's
why.
a
What are you
TV in
talking
my
about?
office, and sometimes I don't have control of the remote. So sometimes Wendy Williams is on,
Okay.
and she's just the worst. Like,
no. How can she be the worst?
She's the worst.
Because she's that.
And
she's
she
messy.
does.
Yes,
she's messy.
very messy.
Just very
a
messy.
gossip.
I
does.
thought. Now, so Wendy, I like Wendy Williams. Of
course you do.
And,
Of course you
and,
do, Diamond.
I think that she's very talented at what she does.
Yeah, you know what? She is.
She's talented at what she does.
And what she does.
And when she of course, famously on New York radio, then she got this big deal to do TV.
With Charlotte McGain.
I thought she was going to be watered down.
Oh, no.
However, she does the same thing
just as messy
on TV that she did on radio. You can just see her now.
Right.
And she got a whole amen section that's cheering her on. But don't you think, if I'm 50, so people don't know 50 Cent didn't let her in the party.
Nope.
So if
Access denied.
This is me, right? If it's me and we've had this feud,
yes,
I would allow her in the party. Let's end the feud. This continues the feud.
Okay, see,
then she's gonna talk about him even more.
Okay, here's the thing. You're not 50. 50 is literally Petty LaBelle. Like, you know this. Like, everyone knows this. So, of course, it's going to be petty.
Of course, he posted the video of her not being able to get in the party.
Which was crazy.
on his IG. But if you read in the comments, he said, somebody was like, Fifth, she was trying to apologize to you. And he was like, oh, she was? Guess I shouldn't have done that then. That was it.
Right. She probably was.
I mean, of course you're going to try to apologize to me to come at this popping ass party. Beat it. No. Hold that. But you got to hold that.
But here's the thing. The next slip up that he makes, and he ain't perfect, something's going to happen. But he's going to catch an L.
But but that's what she does anyway. She was going to do that anyway, Diamond. She was going to do that anyway. It's her job to do that.
Do you think she does it to her friends?
Yes.
Yeah, no. Well, okay.
I don't think she does it to her friends.
She might put a positive
She has select people that she dumps on.
But 50 Cent isn't her friend.
Well, clearly he didn't let her in the party.
But even if he had, she's not going to handle 50's business with kid gloves. That's not what she does. So this makes it even better. Now I've one-upped you. You tried to come to my party and bury the hatchet, and I said no. No, go home. Go home. You're not a tycoon. Not in my eyes. Go home.
That's messed up. That's messed up.
No, it's not messed
go to
up.
Funk Flex's party.
Yeah, you go to somewhere else. Like that's like she pretty much did that. Like,
and you know how bad she felt. Like you know how you walk to the door, you think
she did that. Yeah, she did that turnaround.
And then she tried to stay for a while. Then she realized, oh shit, people filming me.
Yeah.
I gotta turn around.
Dropped a smoke bomb and got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, that would have been. Yeah.
That's all you did.
So you would have kept it going.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Hold this. Hold all of it. What's 50 show called? Power.
And that's great come up. So do you watch that show?
Of course.
Me too.
Of course,
you?
Every now and then.
Come on, Violet.
The last chance. It's great end. It's the last chance.
Oh, this is it?
Yeah, this
is it.
Look,
the Michael Jackson voice.
Like I said, the last thing I saw was when the what was it? The daughter, the son? Which one was it? Got killed? Got shot?
It was the daughter.
It's very clear that it was the daughter. It was
absolutely the daughter.
Don't you disrespect her name like that, okay?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
She was an angel, okay?
Yeah, she really was.
She did nothing wrong.
She was the only person that ain't do nothing wrong.
Goddamn Tyreek got her killed.
She's the only person that ain't do nothing wrong.
That was the last thing. That was the last thing.
I don't like to talk ill about children. That is a piece of shit kid. That Tyreek.
It reminded me. Yeah, I mean, I wish it didn't happen, but not the same thing, but kind of similar. One time, me and my ex-girlfriend were having an argument. And,
shout out to arguments.
Right. We were having an argument, and then you ever had an argument and then you try to leave?
Oh yeah.
And you still want to continue. Okay, somebody tries to leave, but the other person wants to continue the argument.
Yes.
And they don't want you to walk away.
Right.
Yes.
So she got in the car and left. Right.
But she wasn't done.
I wasn't
done. You weren't done.
So I got in the car and followed her.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, this
so
is a good,
every
this is a good argument.
I'm still yelling. Right. So then, and so trying to fast drive, I accidentally bumped her car at one of the lights.
Oh, God.
So now I'm like, oh shit, I hit her car. So now we're in reverse. Now I'm trying to leave. She's trying to have a conversation.
Oh, my bad.
But I was smart. So I had my sister in the car with me because she's one type I need a witness for the conversation because she could just say some crazy shit happened and it didn't.
Right. Okay.
So my sister's with me. She don't like her.
Of course.
Okay. My other sister, rest in peace, she loved her. Right. But this sister did not like her, so she's riding shotgun. And we get to a mutual point where we finally ready to have the conversation.
Right.
And I'm like, what is she doing in her purse? So she's in her purse. I didn't know what she was. So my sister got out the car, like, come on, let's just leave. So she comes over to the car. She comes over to where we are. We're outside of the car, and she's outside of her car. So she had, it wasn't a weapon. She had, I couldn't tell what it was, but she was concealing it, right? And it was a concoction of homemade mace. She had poured all these chemicals in.
Wow.
You know how you had those bottles of spray bottles?
This story is just crazy.
Yes,
crazy.
no, but she was taking the top off. When I said, "What is she doing?" She took the top off, and so she had it covered up.
So she was about to throw that.
Yes, and so I saw it at this point. So it's like it was really weird. So she's walking over to me. So she tries to throw. So I'm like to my sister, I'm like, she got some mace. Duck. So I duck. My sister's like, huh? It's like no. Straight on. And that's reminded me of power. Okay. So needless to say, my sister didn't like her even more.
Oh god.
And when
I would be mad at you because it's your fault.
I said, how you gonna be mad at me? I told you to duck.
She told you duck.
I said
She
duck.
did tell you duck.
You know what I mean?
That's
and
fair
then
warning.
she had
Fair
a party and she didn't let her in either.
Your sister didn't let her in?
Yeah, no, she didn't let her in.
Oh,
She had every
she
right
can't
to.
come.
You didn't pour mace in my face.
Yeah, you tried to blind me,
Look at you
bitch.
too.
What about my eyes?
I know.
So last thing I want to touch on, and this is a major story. Okay. Jay-Z, arguably the greatest rapper of all time, at least in the conversation, at least in the top 5.
He's in the running for greatest black man as well.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, but not only that, he's a billionaire.
Yes.
Let's keep in mind. Let's talk a little history for a minute. This man did not graduate from high school. Okay.
Word.
This man grew up in a single family home, right? Or,
Yes.
one parent.
Yes.
This man used to sell crack
Yes.
or whatever he sold.
Yes.
Drugs.
Okay. And this man has $1 billion
Yes.
and one of the most sought after women in the world
Yes.
as his wife.
Out of Beyonce.
Yes.
That's what we got.
Yes. His fiance was Beyonce and then they got married.
Yes.
Right? He's done a lot. That right there, if he didn't do nothing else, that right there is a lot.
Admirable. Yes.
Now, he is a activist.
Not like the future kind, but like
Right.
the good kind.
The good kind.
Good kind of
The
activist.
good kind.
Okay.
Now, in addition to helping make a lot of other people money as far as artists that he's worked with, as far as athletes that he's worked with, as far as artists that they manage, partners,
Rock Nation.
real estate, the whole Rock Nation thing, right. Doing a lot of big business.
Yes.
So when this announcement came that he was becoming essentially partners with the NFL on some entertainment consulting type of thing, I was surprised.
Injustice.
And social
correspondent or something.
I was surprised. Were you surprised when you heard this news?
It was out of left field, man. I didn't expect this at all. I mean, Jay's always doing something crazy, something big, something, the first to do something.
Yeah.
But, we all thought the NFL was a no-no zone. Like we were all, it was passe. Of course, I'm, still a huge fan of the Ravens. But, it was, almost, taboo to be an NFL fan and a black person at the same time. So when this partnership, was announced, it was kind of, shocking to the black community. It was like, hold on, brother. I didn't see you at any of the black community meetings. Now all of a sudden, you kind of spearheaded. He's kind of, he's the kind of the leader of what's going on right now because he's got the most money backing him to get out his message. So I can see how people would feel, how it could be anybody else in that situation, but Jay is who he is for a reason, and he got in that room for a reason because he maneuvered and through business moves that he's made in the past and through his rapport with American culture has built a good enough resume to be in that room. Right. And what he's already done in the past with bailing out protesters for the Freddie Gray protest, fixing legal issues with Meek Mill, building, water filtration systems in Africa. Like he has never, done wrong by us.
Right.
So why, when we heard his name, did we automatically think that he was cooning? Like I don't get that.
Right.
If one person deserves the benefit of the doubt when it comes to these kind of issues, I think it would be Jay.
Exactly, and that's something that I had said too. That when I first heard about it, I was just like, really? And then immediately in my head, I'm going, what is he planning? He's doing something. Like he's planning something for us. He's not just gonna do something knowing that it's going to backlash at him and his whole demeanor. Like it's not gonna make him. Like, he's not going to really put himself in a position that's going to really make him look bad. He's doing this purposefully, but he's not going to tell you. Because, he's a man. He's like, I don't really tell you my moves. Just know I do my moves for a reason. I move secretly but for a reason. So I feel like maybe he's doing this to shed light into, I guess, the whole aspect of what is going on with the black community. And I will say that, okay, yes, he did not go to Colin Kaepernick, but does that necessarily mean that Colin Kaepernick is the person that you have to go to for this? That him as a grown man, he needs to go to Colin Kaepernick for approval of something of a business worth that has necessarily nothing, I don't think has anything really to do with Colin Kaepernick, but everything more to do with just putting a different light or a different turn with the NFL and this whole activism. I really do feel like with Jay-Z, he's really trying to do something. I don't know what it is, but he's not going to do something stupid, especially as a businessman.
Okay. I agree that he's not going to play himself and do something stupid.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see that happening at all.
Absolutely. I mean, he did think that Emil was going to be a star. So, he's not perfect. But, I mean, her voice was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But all jokes aside, though, I think that I don't understand why people are so upset, the people that are upset. I don't understand why they're upset.
Because of this whole activism thing. Because of a lot of people are like, well, until Colin Kaepernick gets his whole job thing, we're going to boycott.
And let's stop
NFL.
right there. And you're absolutely right. That's what they're saying, right? Mm-hmm. So we're making this about Kaepernick having a job, right? Kaepernick has gotten a lot of money through endorsements. He still has a Nike endorsement. He is still getting money.
Right.
Okay. He just got a settlement from the NFL. What was it? February? We talked about that. He got that money in February. Okay. So the fact that he's not on a team, Melo's not on a team. Okay, I'm not trying to dump on Melo, but Melo's not on a team, right? People are not on teams.
Right.
Athletes that still can play, and I think that Melo can still play and contribute to a team, any team.
But he's just not on.
But he's just not on a team for whatever reason. The owners of the teams don't want to pick him up for whatever reason.
Right, you can't make them sign somebody.
You can't, and the NBA can't make them sign Melo. Exactly. I mean, they can't. So let's go back to Kaepernick. Now, are there reasons why people don't sign people? Yes, there are reasons. You'll look at injury. You'll look at history, locker room etiquette.
Right.
And whatever the output's going to be. Yes, style of play. Right. Well, you want to fit in the program that we have here. Right. How much time do you actually have left in the league? So. All this stuff is factors. And how much scrutiny are you going to bring to our franchise?
Right.
By bringing you here. Because T.O., and I can't believe it's the second time I mentioned T.O. today, T.O. could have played longer than he did.
Yeah.
But people didn't want to deal with what came with signing T.O.
Right.
Yeah. I agree.
You remember when he went on that whole thing, like trying to show people he was still in shape and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah,
nobody
trying to hear that shit.
Nobody was trying to hear. Nobody was trying to hear. So I see some people saying, what does T.O. have to do with Kaepernick? Okay, so I'm going to connect it. So Kaepernick is a good player.
Facts.
Yeah.
And he's better than a lot of the quarterbacks who are starting.
Facts. Yes,
no doubt about it.
I agree.
Right? Now, it comes down to whether or not the owners of the teams want to sign him. Right?
Right.
Now, what would make them not want to sign him? Okay, we have that. Here's the major thing that happened. The meaning behind the protests, the narrative got changed.
Yes.
Narrative got changed.
Yes, it
and what the narrative got changed to became something about patriotic versus not being patriotic, even though that was not what the movement was.
It was never the case.
Never the case.
Now, I fault Kaepernick for this because when the movement started to change, when they started to change the narrative, he didn't speak out about it.
Never did.
He never spoke out about it. So that means that you are letting other people define it for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then it's just so happened that you have one of the most capable media savvy people in the president to help spin the narrative.
Right.
For all of the crap that he does, he is very capable of manipulating the media.
A genius at that.
Like, that's what he does.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so he did that, and Kaepernick lost control of the narrative. And yes, we know how it started. Black people know how it started.
Yeah.
Right.
But it got changed, and America, the white people and other people feel that it's something else. So now we back and forth as what is it, what isn't. Mm-hmm. The person who brought awareness to it ain't saying nothing.
Right.
His girlfriend kind of talks for him. That's weird in itself.
That is very weird. I will agree to that.
You know what I mean? That's weird in itself, which shows me he's not a capable orator or speaker.
Right.
But how about this? What if it got to a certain point? You know, I don't feel like I'm just speaking for. I was gonna say, what if it came to a certain point that he couldn't really speak anything on it for lawsuit purposes? But then again, it's that really don't make no
my
sense.
father tried to say that, and here's my issue with that. Okay, other players speak.
Right.
If that was the case, because we don't know the inner workings of the
Eric
NFL
Reed
contracts.
spoke all the time. Right.
He never stopped speaking. He was very vocal.
Exactly.
I didn't agree with the stuff that he said. I don't agree with the stuff that he say now, but he speaks.
He's very vocal. Yeah, he was still very vocal.
He speaks. And so Kaepernick chooses not to speak.
Exactly.
And I feel that he chooses not to speak because he doesn't want the words to be used against him, because he still wants to play.
Yep.
And maybe after there's no chance of him playing, maybe he'll speak then. But that goes back to show, for my thing is, Kaepernick is no activist. He brought awareness to a topic, but he never said, okay, now that we're aware, let's do this.
Right.
That's true.
We need somebody to say what we do now. We aware. You don't have to make us any more aware about police brutality. Everybody's already aware.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now what? Oh, I ain't got nothing. We just want to stay on the knee for another 10 years. That makes him an activist, and because he can't do that right now, that they're not even showing the national anthem anymore.
Yeah, right. He's a protester. That's what he is.
Yeah, he's a protester, and that's fine.
Yeah, right.
But I could see if he said, now when Jay-Z said, and people
We're
this we call
past
flag,
the-
we're
yeah.
past the knee.
Right.
People gave him flack for that. Kaepernick tweeted something. He's not past the knee. We have to be past the knee, because now and I hate to go back to this, but let's look at somebody with an illness. Okay. Mm-hmm. We're bringing awareness to an illness, right? And let's say that the person bringing awareness has said illness, right? When are you going to start treatment of the illness?
Exactly.
Or you just want to keep bringing awareness?
You know I'm sick, right?
Right.
You know I'm sick.
Yes.
I'm sick. Right.
We got a telethon at the telethon, but we're not doing no
Right.
treatments.
Right. You get
We're not
better?
trying.
Oh, you get
Now
better?
it's time
Right,
to
right.
treat what he brought awareness
Exactly.
to.
And maybe he shouldn't have said that we are past kneeling. He should have said, I am past kneeling. Because I am the next step in kneeling is what
So
it is.
pretty
You're
much
right.
he
You're right.
was. So pretty much, what you guys are pretty much saying about Colin Kaepernick is what he did, and what I'm seeing that he wanted to be more is just a protester, not necessarily be known as an activist. And because people were giving him this title, it was too much for him that he just backed off.
I don't know if he backed off or if this was just the plan from the beginning, was to not say anything and just use this gesture as to make awareness to it. Because, I mean, that's all he ever did. All I can do is judge him based on his actions. He never said anything. Even after he was, paid off or whatever, he's still never said anything. Like, has he said anything of any significance since?
No.
I mean, maybe
He just wants people to know that he's in shape.
Right. That's what I'm saying. All he's ever talked about is playing football. So, I mean, it's not on. I mean, really, he left it up for interpretation. It went the wrong way, and now Jay-Z's trying to take it and I guess put it in the right way. I just don't understand the reason for the separation at this point. If anything, if you should have contacted Jay directly. I mean, if you possibly could, maybe this is the way to get to him.
Right.
But can we have? Okay, so do you look at what Jay-Z did, partnering with the NFL, being in business with them as selling out? Because some people that I'm seeing online saying that he sold out.
No.
No.
And they're saying is a sellout until Kaepernick gets a job, which sounds crazy to me.
Okay, here's my thing, and I just really want to. That's weird. Someone said Muhammad Ali is rolling over his grave. I don't know why, but that's not the.
I guess they're trying to say because of what Jay-Z has done.
I'm assuming it doesn't, which
Okay.
I don't see that. But here's my thing: when it comes to the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, I understand he is in shape, but how old is he again?
Cat?
Yeah.
34, I think.
Isn't he getting to that line where they usually say, like, for NFL players, you're
those like running backs. We got Tom Brady right now. So he's like 43, 44 years old still playing football. But that's, so especially at the quarterback position, he could play for a long, long time.
Tom Brady is totally different. Like that's it.
But there's no way around it that he's
just like Brett Favre was totally different. Yeah. Like it's
here's my issue, and I got a major issue with this. If people want to stop police brutality, it will not happen in the NFL.
Right.
Exactly.
That's not where it takes place.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay. They want to do a boycott of the Super Bowl. They think that's showing activism.
What?
No.
There's still going to be millions of people that are still going to watch the Super Bowl. That's not going to really change anything.
Changing things happen at the ballot box, in local politics, and the dark money that controls politicians.
Yeah.
That's where change happens at.
Like
it's not going to be on the football field.
Right. Like for example, when you guys for Baltimore, the whole ceasefire, that's actually doing something. That's actually going out there in the community and is doing something. Like you're actually so with the NFL, you're not going to really catch the NFL doing something unless Jay-Z is trying to do something with that. I still believe that yes, Jay-Z is doing this for money purposes. Yeah, he's
definitely a capitalist, and that's what it is. He's trying to make money.
I can see that, but I also can see that I don't see him being a sellout because again, his record shows otherwise. From the beginning of helping out his community to helping out with the Nets to like you were saying how he helps with African with the water. His records show that and
numbers of other things that is not publicized.
He does so much that not a lot of people know. So it will just be really out of character for him to just do something with the NFL just to be with the white man. Like it is just definitely 100% out of his character, and I just really think he's just right now secrecy is just doing that, but I don't think he's a sellout. He's never really been a sellout, and you just gotta give just him a chance to see where he goes. Now if he does something that's out of character as time goes on with this NFL,
Now, okay, so let's look at this. Everybody knows who Dr. Ben Carson is.
Yes.
Right? Yep. Okay. We called Dr. Ben Carson a sellout.
Yeah.
Many people did.
Yeah.
For what reason?
The fact that he knew what Donald Trump was about, but still accepted the role that Donald Trump gave him, all because when he was running for office and knowing that he wasn't going to make it, and knowing that on the side Donald Trump is going, hey, I'll give you this job, in which the job had nothing to do with what he was about. Let's just be honest. It had nothing to do. He had no history about it. He had no experience in it, and yet
neither did Trump.
He lived in the projects. That's why they made him leave.
But how long has it been?
We didn't like Ben Carson because he was a Republican and he was Coney.
Yeah,
that's why he came off.
All right, so it's not the fact that he's doing business with Trump or in his
just
cabinet?
That's one.
Is his attitude?
As soon as he opened his mouth and we found out he was stupid, nobody liked him anymore. Like he isn't.
When-
Well, I mean, okay, I won't. He's still a brain surgeon, so I won't call him stupid.
Yeah.
But he's just like might be just a savant, if you know what that is. It's like almost like Rain
Yes.
Man. Like he's really, really good at brain surgery, and might just be bad at everything else, like talking or having conversations.
That's true.
Right,
Like it is what it is.
What about Kanye? Why do we? What were our thoughts on Kanye and Trump? Him meeting with Trump and saying he loves Trump.
Look,
all that stuff.
you want to really know what I really think about this?
Was that sellout or coonish?
First of all, yes, it is very sellout. Very.
Why?
I don't want to really call it coonish. Well, I'm sorry, Kanye. You my dude and all. You do kind of do a little bit of a coonish things every now and then, but I also do think that your wife had something to do with that, because again, remember the
Him
whole
being a coon?
No, him with the whole connection with Donald Trump.
Okay.
I really think it has everything to do with Kim Kardashian. And again, I'm not trying to get no haterade, because I know how you is about your wife, but let's just go back to what I was talking about last time when it came to the whole ASAP Rocky. And as soon as Kim Kardashian had that little conference with Donald Trump, now here comes Donald Trump that wants to all of a sudden now is all helping with ASAP Rocky. And then here comes Kim Kardashian talking about, oh, he's such a nice person after we had that conversation. Now he wants to. I think it has everything to do with her.
So I guess the question that why I brought those two up is it the fact that the NFL supports Trump and that Jay-Z is doing business with them?
I honestly and truly think that the Kanye Trump thing is exactly what Jay-Z is doing now with the NFL. We just didn't like it because it was Kanye. Mm-hmm. Like it's the exact same shit. It's the same prison reform shit that he was talking. It was the same. He got the music agenda pushed off where they can get more money for their music.
Yeah, and that was cool.
But that prison reform shit is the same shit that Ye was talking. You just put it in a different vessel with Kim, and now Kim is doing it. But those same things he just backed off of. Once he made the apology for the slavery was a choice thing, he said that he was going to back off the politics shit.
And now guess who's taking over?
And that's really honestly and truly all that was Ye trying to do the same thing that Jay is doing, but you guys took it better with Jay.
So I think that the entertainment part is what got Jay-Z in the conversation. The entertainment piece that he brings as far as the amount of artists
that's the Rock Nation representation,
right?
Yeah.
Maybe even him as a Super Bowl,
that's fine on a surface level for people that have a fly halftime show,
right.
But people have Super Bowl parties all over this country. People go to them.
That's the give. That's
Super
the take,
Bowl weekend is popping. They doing
Right.
performances. There's money is going around.
Right.
Yeah.
So people can claim that they boycotted, but you didn't really boycott completely because you were involved in festivities. You were involved in doing business with companies that the team owners also own. Like you're doing business.
Man.
This is America.
I don't know. Arthur Blank owns the Atlanta Falcons and owns Home Depot.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a lot of that shit going
Right.
on. These are besides Jerry Jones and a couple other dudes, the Rooneys. The franchises are just like toys to them.
They're like side businesses.
It's like the Lakers and
like Kraft.
He owns Kraft Services. Like that's what he does.
Right. That's a side business.
Joint.
Right.
It's a side
and
joint,
so, with that being said, to me, the entertainment part is fine. But what's more important to me is the social justice, the social initiative part, because you have a son.
Yes.
And it's like young boys, not even only black boys, but black boys definitely. Most young black boys like football, play it around the neighborhood. We grow up in a culture of football. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We grow up in a culture of football.
Right.
Whether you're playing, whether you're watching, whether you want to be a coach, pee-wee leagues on up. We are involved in football.
Right.
And so we wanted to get right. You know what I mean? And so my thing is that the Carter family has done a lot.
Right.
Yes.
How can we discredit what they have done and challenge them and just say, they full of it?
Right.
How can we do that at this point?
Well,
it's too early to do that.
Right, and I wouldn't really put it with the Carter family. I would just put it with just Jay-Z, because until Beyonce says something about it, it has
She
nothing
ain't gonna
to
say nothing.
Exactly, it has nothing to do with the Carter family.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? This is all.
We don't want no trouble from the Beehive.
Like Blue Ivy wasn't one that was just like, "Hey, Daddy, buy NFL." Like
Okay.
Twins.
Okay.
Like, you know, I'm not gonna put on the Carter family just yet. Now, if it comes up that all of a sudden Beyonce is doing the Super Bowl halftime, then let's go ahead and put it with the Carter family that, you know, something's on the up and up. And I will give that at least a 20% chance that might happen. Just because she has done it before in the past. And because that really did.
I got him doing it. Jay-Z. Yeah. But that aside, I think the entertainment piece is cool. But moreover, laws are not changed from within the NFL. However, having an organization with the power and visibility of the NFL speaking positively about these injustices is good.
Right, exactly.
And that's a PR thing.
It's a powerful
and
part
it is good. It's not going to change anything, but it will help with mindset and visibility
create
of
some conversations.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, and I think that's good. And I don't think that Jermaine Dupri could have come to the table with that. I don't think Diddy could have come to the table with that.
They're not as. I don't think they're as powerful as Jay-Z is right now.
Correct. But they're friends with him and they can still be involved.
Right.
But there has to be one person, you know, in control of all of that kind of stuff. You need a boss. Right. And they're bosses in their own right, no disrespect to them. Right. But I think that it's too soon for us to dump on him and think this is a bad idea.
Right, we got to find out what's going on first.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let's see the first NFL social activist commercial before we...
Exactly.
Yeah,
and they're going to be some. Yeah, they're going to be some.
It really is.
It's your boy.
So
stop killing us.
And someone said, too, that... someone just said that he's not the father of black people, which I do totally agree.
Talking about who?
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Nobody, we don't.
I
know my father.
Right.
No, I think that I think this person is saying that in terms of, you know, just because he's doing that doesn't mean that he's speaking all for black people.
And I don't think he's trying. Nobody can.
Somebody said that.
President Obama didn't speak for all black people. Right. Nobody does. You know what I mean? Nobody does. And for people to try to put that kind of pressure on any one man is unrealistic.
Right,
but that's what people do, though.
Right, and I think I agree with this to a certain point that just because he's doing this does not necessarily mean that it's making us as black people look bad. Like, I don't.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not.
And that's what I
Absolutely
think this person
not.
was really just trying to come and say with that. So I do.
I just. You know, and everything doesn't rest on that. And people still should do other things, too.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, we don't put all the eggs. You know, people looked at Obama, and Obama's supposed to get in office, and everything's supposed to go away and be perfect for black people. And if it didn't, he was a failure. That's not realistic.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's not realistic. And this is a step in the right direction, but it still have to be many more things that has to happen.
Right.
Many more things. So, gosh, this is so rare that we agree on this. We agree on this.
Yeah, this is great. All three of us. You see,
all three of us agree on this.
Together, man.
So since we're on this roll, are y'all excited about Nicki's album coming?
Who?
Nicki Minaj has an album coming.
Oh, she does?
No one's excited about this. All right. Well, I'm
still on you,
Diamond. Play the crickets.
Yeah, this is where you play the crickets.
I didn't have it ready. I'm sorry.
Go ahead and get it ready now.
Wasn't ready.
We'll wait.
All right, so we're gonna end on that note since we all agree. And how can people stay in touch with you, Dev?
You can find me on Facebook, DEVYNEPPS, on IG at DEV_OR_DIE. I almost forgot it's Dev or Die.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you find me.
Oh, you guys can find me on IG at Violet the Vixen. You can find me on Twitter at Violet_the Vixen, and you can find me on my Facebook fan page. Boop. You can also find me on my Facebook fan page at Violet's Playground, and also the summer's almost up, which means these drinks are almost gone. I'm just getting rid of my inventory, so. You better hurry up and get these drinks.
What is this drink of the day right here?
So
what is this?
This one is still like it was last week. It's called The Punch.
The Punch, okay.
Yes, it's The Punch. It still got a little bit of that Ciroc watermelon in it, but this is it. And the rest is just going to be dark. So I've already sold them already. Oh, yeah. So I've already sold. These are the last bit of it.
Okay.
So again, first come, first serve, and then I'm gonna do the dark last, and then that's it for
And
the
that's
summer
it.
mixed drinks.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. I'm glad that you are excited about this and you want to get people drunk because they want to be drunk.
Sure, and also don't forget next week's
when they're
birthday.
old enough. When they're old enough to drink.
Yeah, right.
When they're old enough to drink. Of course, I am at the Dominic K Show at RadioOnFire. I do want to say this. There was an episode of State of the Culture,
Okay.
which is Joe Budden, Remy, and some other journalists. And Remy was agreeing with Nicki Minaj.
What?
Yes, she was. She was agreeing that Joe Budden came at her crazy, and she understood why she snapped at her.
Okay.
And it made me understand that Remy is trying to get a feature.
Of course.
Yeah,
And she wants to come to the party.
That's what happens.
She wants to get on the ladies' night song. And I think that she should be allowed to do that.
What if
I think that she
what if
should
it
be
has
allowed.
nothing to do with that, and she just actually agrees that Joe Budden came at her wrong? What if that is just it?
Could be that too.
It could be just
It could be that
I'm really
too.
just
Could be
saying
just
just that.
Maybe-
I think
maybe
you're kind
it
of
is
making it a
that.
little
Maybe she
bigger
still
than what it
doesn't
is.
like her.
Yeah,
as a
just doesn't
person.
like
You
her.
think so?
But just
Just
agree with that.
upon
Agree
the
that-
It's like, yo,
principle
you
of
was
the matter
foul.
that
You still
you
like-
come and foul.
like, Joe,
at a
you're an
woman.
asshole.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I still don't like her.
Right. She's like, yo, you were foul, son. You was mad foul.
Mad foul, son. Papoose was like, yo, tell him he was foul, yo.
Hey, yo, son, it's not
Word
right,
up.
yo.
Oh, shit.
Word up,
All
Joe.
right.
Yeah, he was foul, Joe.
We out of here.
It was good. It was good.
Good.